Okay, so I know you've probably heard a lot about like gratitude being good for you,
Right.
but today we're going to do a deep dive into the science behind it.
Okay, cool.
So we've got this podcast script that claims gratitude can actually rewire our brains for happiness.
Interesting.
So is this just kind of feel-good fluff,
Yeah.
or is there like something more profound going on?
It's definitely more than just fluff.
Okay.
What's fascinating is that researchers have actually pinpointed like specific neural pathways
Oh, wow.
that are influenced by gratitude.
Interesting.
So it's not just a vague sense of well-being.
Right.
There are measurable changes happening in the brain.
Okay, so tell me more about these neural pathways. Like, what's actually happening in our brains when we feel grateful?
Well, you might already know that gratitude triggers the release of dopamine and serotonin,
Yeah.
those neurotransmitters that make us feel good.
Right, those feel-good chemicals.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's not just a simple mood boost. These neurotransmitters actually play a key role in shaping the structure and function of our brains.
Whoa. So it's not just about feeling happy in the moment.
Right.
It's about, like, creating lasting changes in our brains.
Exactly.
Wow.
And some of the most interesting research comes from places like Harvard and UC Berkeley.
Oh, wow. Okay.
They've found that people who actively practice gratitude show increased activity in the prefrontal cortex,
Okay.
which is the part of the brain responsible for decision-making,
Mm-hmm.
complex behavior, and working memory.
Hold on, the prefrontal cortex.
Yeah.
I thought that was all about logic and planning,
Right.
not emotions like gratitude.
That's right, and that's what makes this research so compelling.
Yeah.
It suggests that gratitude isn't just some fleeting emotion.
Oh.
It's a powerful force that can actually enhance cognitive function.
So by practicing gratitude, we're not just boosting our mood.
Right.
We're actually improving our ability to, like,
Yeah.
think clearly, make decisions,
Exactly.
plan for the future.
Precise.
Wow. That's pretty powerful.
And if we connect this to the listener's experience,
Yeah.
think about how being grateful can improve relationships.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
A simple thank you can build trust,
Mm-hmm.
foster stronger connections,
Yeah.
and just make interactions more positive overall.
Right. It's like gratitude is like a social lubricant or something,
Exactly.
smoothing out the rough edges of daily interactions.
Yeah.
The script mentions a woman named Sarah who started keeping a gratitude journal.
Okay. Yeah.
Apparently, she experienced some pretty significant changes in her life
Mm.
just from making that one small change.
That's a great example of how putting gratitude into practice can have a tangible impact.
Right.
The script actually delves into a few other techniques for cultivating gratitude,
Okay.
and they're surprisingly simple, but potentially very effective.
Okay. Before we get into those techniques,
Yeah.
I want to go back to the research for a moment.
Go
I'm
ahead.
curious to know more about those studies from Harvard and UC Berkeley. Did they find any like specific benefits
Yeah.
beyond those related to cognitive function?
They did.
Okay.
In fact, the research on the benefits of gratitude is quite extensive.
Okay.
Studies have linked gratitude to a stronger immune system,
Wow.
lower blood pressure,
Mm.
better sleep,
Really?
and even reduced symptoms of anxiety and depression.
Wow. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
It sounds like gratitude is almost like a wonder drug with all these positive effects
Right.
on both our mental and physical health.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing.
But how does it actually work?
Right.
Is there something about feeling grateful that triggers these changes?
Researchers believe that expressing gratitude shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have,
Okay.
which reduces stress and promotes feelings of contentment and well-being.
Okay.
This, in turn, has a positive impact on our physical health.
So it's about changing our perspective,
Exactly.
training our minds to appreciate the good things in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
And that shift in mindset has a ripple effect throughout our entire being.
Exactly.
Wow.
And this brings us to a really interesting point that the script touches upon,
Okay.
the concept of a gratitude muscle.
A gratitude muscle.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that before.
Have you?
No.
What does that even mean?
Well, the idea is that gratitude, like any skill or ability,
Mm-hmm.
is something that can be strengthened with practice.
Okay.
The more we actively engage in gratitude exercises,
Mhm.
the more natural and effortless it becomes to feel grateful.
So it's like we're building up our capacity for gratitude,
Yeah,
making it a more integral part of who we are.
exactly.
It sounds like we're not just changing our thoughts.
Right,
We're actually changing our brains.
precisely.
Wow.
And the more we exercise this gratitude muscle,
Okay.
the more we reap the rewards,
Mhm.
experiencing greater happiness, resilience and well-being
Uh,
in all areas of our lives.
It's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
The more we focus on what we're grateful for,
Right.
the more reasons we find to be grateful.
I'm really starting to see how powerful this concept can be.
And you know what's really fascinating is that the script doesn't just talk about the benefits of gratitude in general.
Okay.
It actually delves into the specific practices of some incredibly successful people
Oh, wow.
who attribute their success and well-being to a gratitude practice.
You're talking about those big names like
Yeah,
Oprah Winfrey, Tony Robbins.
exactly.
And Denzel Washington. Right?
Exactly. Those are the ones.
Oh, okay.
These are individuals who have reached the pinnacle of their respective fields,
Mm-hmm.
and they all prioritize gratitude as a key ingredient in their lives.
Okay, before we get into their specific practices, I
Sure.
want to come back to this idea of the gratitude muscle.
Sure.
What are some practical ways we can strengthen that muscle?
Right.
I mean, where do we even begin?
That's a great question. And the script actually outlines a few really simple but effective techniques for cultivating gratitude.
Okay.
They're things anyone can do regardless of their schedule or lifestyle.
Yeah. Okay, I'm all ears. Let's dive into these gratitude-boosting techniques.
Well, one of the simplest and most popular exercises is called the 3 blessings exercise.
3 blessings. I like the sound of that already. What's involved?
It's deceptively simple.
Okay.
Before you go to bed each night, take a few minutes to write down 3 things you're grateful for that happened during the day.
That sounds easy enough, but what if you've had a really bad day?
Right.
Surely there can't be 3 good things to focus on every single day.
That's where the challenge lies, and it's also where the magic happens.
Okay.
Even on our worst days, there are always small things to be grateful for.
Okay.
It might be the warmth of your bed,
Mm-hmm.
a delicious meal, or a kind word from a stranger.
I see what you mean. It's about shifting our perspective.
Exactly.
Training our minds to look for the good,
Right.
even when it feels hidden.
Hmm.
I'm guessing that's where the gratitude muscle comes in, right?
Exactly.
The more we practice this, the easier it becomes to spot those little blessings.
Exactly. And the script emphasizes that consistency is key.
Okay.
It's about making this a daily ritual,
Yeah?
a habit that becomes so ingrained in our routine that we don't even have to think about it.
It's like brushing our teeth for our minds.
Exactly.
A little daily hygiene for happiness.
I like that.
Okay, so that's the 3 blessings exercise.
Yeah.
What other techniques does the script mention?
Another popular technique is the gratitude jar.
A gratitude jar. That sounds kind of intriguing. What is that all about?
It's a fun and visual way to cultivate gratitude.
Okay.
You basically keep a jar handy,
Mm-hmm.
and whenever something good happens, big or small,
Mm-hmm.
you write it down on a slip of paper and drop it in the jar.
So it's like creating a physical collection of all the good things in your life.
Exactly.
A little treasure chest of gratitude.
Exactly.
I love that.
And the idea is that whenever you're feeling down or discouraged, you can go to your jar,
Okay.
pull out a few slips of paper,
Mm-hmm.
and remind yourself of all the reasons you have to be grateful.
Yeah. I love that it's like a tangible reminder of all the good stuff that's happened in your life.
Yeah,
It's like a pick-me-up for your mood.
exactly.
Okay, so we've got the 3 blessings exercise and the gratitude jar.
Mm-hmm.
What other techniques does the script suggest?
Another great one is gratitude walks.
Gratitude walks. Okay, tell me more about that. Sounds interesting.
It's all about incorporating mindfulness and gratitude into your daily walks.
Okay.
Instead of just going through the motions, you actively focus on things to appreciate.
Yeah.
The sights, sounds, smells, even the feeling of the sun on your skin or the wind in your hair.
Okay.
It's about being present in the moment and finding gratitude in the simple things.
So it's like turning your walk into a moving meditation,
Exactly.
a chance to slow down, be present, and appreciate the beauty that surrounds you.
Exactly.
I love that.
And it's a great way to weave gratitude into your routine without having to set aside extra time. You're already walking, so why not make it a gratitude practice?
I love that it's like multitasking for your well-being.
Right.
Okay, so we've got the 3 blessings exercise, the gratitude jar, and gratitude walks. What else does the script suggest?
Well, in addition to these personal practices, the script also emphasizes the importance of expressing gratitude to others.
That makes sense. After all, gratitude isn't just about how we feel inside.
Right.
It's about how we interact with the world around us.
Exactly. And expressing gratitude to others doesn't have to be complicated.
Okay.
It'd be a simple thank you to a cashier,
Yeah.
a heartfelt note to a colleague, or a phone call to a friend to let them know you appreciate them.
It's about acknowledging the good that others bring to our lives
Yeah.
and letting them know that their efforts are valued and appreciated. I can definitely see how that would create a more positive and harmonious environment.
Exactly.
And you know what? This whole conversation about gratitude is making me curious about how those high achievers we mentioned earlier incorporate gratitude into their lives. What can we learn from them?
That's a great segue. The script does provide some interesting insights into their specific practices, and I think you'll find their approaches both inspiring and surprisingly relatable.
Okay, I'm ready to be inspired. Let's hear what these gratitude gurus have to say.
Well, let's start with Oprah.
Okay.
She's been very vocal about her daily gratitude journaling practice,
Okay.
and she actually credits it with helping her navigate some of the toughest times in her life.
Journaling? Huh.
Yeah.
You know, I've tried that before, but I always seem to fizzle out after a few days.
Right.
What's her secret to sticking with it?
Well, according to the script, Oprah's approach is all about consistency.
Oh.
She makes it a non-negotiable part of her routine, like brushing her teeth or having her morning coffee.
So it's about making it a habit.
Exactly.
Something you do automatically without having to think about it too much.
Right.
But what does she actually write about in her journal?
From what I understand, she focuses on the simple things,
Okay.
the everyday moments that bring her joy. It could be a beautiful sunset, heartfelt conversation with a friend,
Yeah.
or even just a really good cup of tea.
It's interesting that someone who seemingly has it all still finds joy in the little things.
Right.
I guess it really goes to show that gratitude is a mindset,
Exactly.
not a circumstance.
And speaking of mindset, let's talk about Tony Robbins.
Okay.
He's known for his high-energy approach to personal development,
Yeah.
and his gratitude practice is no exception.
Okay. I'm intrigued. What's Tony Robbins' secret weapon for gratitude?
He starts his mornings with a gratitude ritual that involves listing out everything he's grateful for,
Okay.
from his health and family to his successes and even his challenges.
Wait, he's grateful for his challenges. That seems a bit counterintuitive.
It might seem strange at first,
Yeah.
but his reasoning is that challenges are opportunities for growth and learning.
Okay.
By reframing them as something to be grateful for, he shifts his perspective from fear and negativity
Okay.
to a more empowered and optimistic outlook.
That's a really interesting perspective. It's like he's choosing to see the silver lining in every situation.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got Oprah's daily journaling
Mm-hmm.
and Tony Robbins' morning ritual.
Right.
What about Denzel Washington? What's his take on gratitude?
Denzel Washington is a man of deep faith,
Okay.
and his gratitude practice is deeply intertwined with his spirituality.
Okay.
He often speaks about the importance of acknowledging a higher power and expressing gratitude for the blessings in his life.
So for him, gratitude is more than just a personal practice. It's an act of humility and recognition of something greater than himself.
Exactly. And what's really inspiring is that he doesn't just talk about gratitude.
Okay.
He lives it. He's known for his generosity and his willingness to help others,
Right.
which I think is a natural extension of a grateful heart.
It's like the more grateful you are, the more you want to give back to the world.
Exactly.
You know, it's really fascinating to see how these three individuals, who were all so different in their backgrounds and personalities, have all embraced gratitude as a core principle in their lives.
It really speaks to the universal power of gratitude.
Yeah.
It's not just a feel-good concept.
Right.
It's a fundamental human need, a way of connecting with ourselves, with others, and with the world around us.
You know, it's funny, we started this deep dive talking about the science of gratitude.
Yeah.
But this conversation has really expanded my understanding of what gratitude is and why it's so important.
It has for me too.
It's more than just brain chemicals and neural pathways. It's about cultivating a mindset of appreciation,
Exactly.
a way of being in the world that brings more joy, peace, and connection into our lives.
And I think that's a beautiful takeaway from this
Yeah.
exploration.
Yeah.
Gratitude isn't just about what we do.
Mm.
It's about who we are.
Right.
It's about choosing to see the good, to appreciate the blessings,
Yeah.
and to live a life that is aligned with our values.
You know, all this talk about gratitude is making me feel incredibly inspired,
Yeah.
but it's also a little daunting. I mean, these are some pretty high achievers we're talking about. It's not about denying the challenges or pretending that everything is perfect.
Right.
It's about choosing to see the good, to appreciate the blessings, even in the midst of difficulties.
And that ability to find the good, even when things are tough, is one of the most powerful benefits of a gratitude practice.
Yeah.
It's like building up a reservoir of resilience,
Oh.
a source of strength that we can draw upon when we need it most.
You know, this whole conversation has me thinking about all the things I'm grateful for in my own life.
Oh, that's great.
I'm grateful for my health, my family, my friends, my job. And even for this podcast and the opportunity to learn and grow alongside our listeners.
And that, I think, is the essence of gratitude.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing and appreciating the good that surrounds us, both big and small.
Right.
It's about finding joy in the present moment and cultivating a heart that is filled with thanks.
This has been such an insightful and inspiring conversation.
Yeah.
I feel like I've gained a whole new perspective on gratitude.
Me too. And you know what's really fascinating is that this deep dive has taken us on quite a journey.
It has.
We started by exploring the science behind gratitude. Then we looked at how some high achievers incorporate gratitude into their lives.
Yeah.
And now we've come full circle to a more personal and experiential understanding of what gratitude means.
It's like we've peeled back the layers of the onion,
Yeah,
revealing the multifaceted nature of gratitude.
exactly.
It's a science, it's a practice, and it's a way of being in the world.
Beautifully said. And I think that's a perfect segue to the final point I want to make,
Okay.
which is that gratitude isn't just a passive feeling. It's an active choice.
Okay.
It's something we have to cultivate and nurture like a garden.
I love that analogy. It's like we're planting seeds of gratitude in our hearts and minds.
Exactly.
And with consistent care and attention, those seeds will grow into something beautiful and bountiful.
And that brings us back to the call to action that the script emphasizes. It encourages the listener to take a moment right now to identify one thing they're grateful for.
Okay.
It might seem like a small gesture,
Yeah.
but it's a powerful way to shift our focus
Yeah.
and cultivate a more appreciative mindset.
It's like a little reminder that happiness isn't some distant goal.
Right.
It's a choice we can make in every moment
Exactly.
by simply acknowledging the good that surrounds us.
Exactly. And you know what's particularly insightful about this prompt is that it doesn't specify what the listener should be grateful for.
That's true. Why do you think that is?
I think it's because gratitude is such a personal and individual experience.
Okay.
What resonates with one person might not resonate with another.
Right.
It's about finding those things that truly spark joy and appreciation within ourselves.
It's like we each have our own unique gratitude fingerprint,
I like that.
a pattern of appreciation that reflects our individual experiences and values.
Precisely. And the beauty of it is that there's no right or wrong answer.
Right.
Gratitude is simply about recognizing and appreciating the good in our lives, whatever form it may take.
Yeah, it makes sense that gratitude is so personal. It's not about checking off a list of things we're supposed to be grateful for.
Right.
It's about connecting with those things that genuinely resonate with us.
Absolutely. And I think that's what makes this call to action so powerful.
Mm-hmm.
It invites us to explore the nuances of our own gratitude,
Yeah.
to discover those things that fill us with a sense of appreciation and wonder.
It's almost like a treasure hunt, isn't it?
Yeah,
We're searching for those hidden gems of gratitude that are scattered throughout our lives.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
And the beauty is there are always more treasures to be found.
Right?
The more we practice gratitude, the more attuned we become to the good that surrounds us.
So what is one thing you're grateful for right now?
Well, if I can be a little meta for a moment,
Sure.
I'm incredibly grateful for this conversation. It's not every day that I get to dive deep into a topic as fascinating and enriching as gratitude.
That's really kind of you to say. And I have to admit, I'm feeling pretty grateful, too.
Yeah.
Grateful for the opportunity to share this information with our listeners, grateful for your insights, and honestly, just grateful for a good cup of coffee on a Monday morning.
There you go. You see, gratitude is everywhere, even in the simplest of things.
You know, I think what's really striking about this whole discussion is that gratitude isn't just about feeling good.
Right.
It's about fostering a sense of connection.
Yeah.
When we express gratitude, we're acknowledging that we're part of something bigger than ourselves, that we're not alone in this journey.
That's a profound insight, and it connects back to what we were saying earlier about gratitude strengthening relationships.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing and appreciating the good that others bring into our lives.
And it's about acknowledging the sources of those blessings,
Right.
whether it's a higher power of the universe or simply the interconnected web of life.
Exactly. Gratitude expands our circle of compassion, extending beyond ourselves to encompass others and the world at large.
It's like gratitude is a bridge that connects us,
Yeah.
reminding us that we're all in this together.
And that interconnectedness, that sense of belonging, is a powerful antidote to the isolation and loneliness that so many people experience in today's world.
You know, this whole conversation has been so eye-opening.
Yeah.
I feel like I've gained a whole new understanding of gratitude, not just as a personal practice, but as a force for good in the world.
Me too.
Hmm.
And I think the script does a brilliant job of highlighting both the individual and collective benefits of gratitude.
Yeah.
It shows us that by cultivating gratitude within ourselves,
Hmm.
we're not only enhancing our own well-being,
Right.
but we're also contributing to a more positive and compassionate world.
It's like each act of gratitude is a ripple that spreads outward,
Yeah.
touching countless lives along the way.
And those ripples, as the script suggests, have the power to create a wave of change,
Wow.
transforming not just individuals, but communities, workplaces, and even society as a whole.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the power of gratitude, I want to leave our listeners with a challenge.
Okay, I'm game.
What if, for just 1 week, we all made a conscious effort to practice gratitude every single day?
I love that. What do you think would happen?
I think we'd be amazed by the transformative power of this simple practice.
Yeah.
We might find ourselves feeling happier, more connected, and more resilient in the face of challenges.
Right.
And who knows, we might even inspire others to join us on this journey of gratitude,
Yeah.
creating a ripple effect that could change the world.
That's a beautiful vision, and I think it's entirely possible. After all, gratitude is contagious.
Mm-hmm.
The more we express it, the more we inspire others to do the same.
So to our listeners, I say this.
Okay.
Let's start a gratitude revolution. Let's make gratitude a daily habit, a way of life. Let's spread kindness, appreciation, and joy wherever we go. The world needs more gratitude. And it starts with each and every one of us. Thanks for joining us on this incredible deep dive, and may your life be filled with an abundance of gratitude.